It's Michelle Mellon, author of Down by the Sea and Other Tales of Dark Destiny, and you are watching Dark Destiny Dissected, episode number 4. Today we are talking about Somebody's Angel. Somebody's Angel is one of those stories where a character lodges inside your head and pesters you until you write his or her story. So somehow this rural, sassy girl from some indeterminate time in the past took up residence, and though I was entertained by the company, I was just as happy to set her free through the story that we wrote together. So my two favorite things about this story are this really strong underlying yearning to be loved, which is something that I think we can all relate to, and the fact that the climax happens on Christmas Eve, which is my birthday. So I hope you enjoy this excerpt from Somebody's Angel, and we'll check out Down by the Sea and Other Tales of Dark Destiny to read more. For months and months now, that baby had been as quiet as you please. I figured it was hibernating and saving up all its strength for when it got dragged into the world and had to deal with terrified me and holier-than-thou Mama and Papa. Today, of all days, that little bastard decided to start putting up a fuss, and I was in no mood to fight any more family battles. Turned out I wasn't done struggling with Mama yet. When I finally gave up on getting that baby to stop pushing and shoving, I went back out to the workshop. I almost set to washing up the area where Papa had been, because he hated it when his workshop was messy, and it was smelling a lot like wet pennies out there. But I had another job to do first, so I made my way over to Mama and grabbed hold of her arms. No amount of tugging or pushing would get her going at the start. I set my feet. I tried rocking her. I just didn't have a lot of leverage with all my extra weight up front fighting me like it had a mind of its own. After a while, it seemed to me maybe Mama was the one who should have laid off the brownies and the other sweet treats she thought fit to deny me. Finally, I found an old rod in the corner and wedged that under her and heaved myself on top of it to get her body rocking a bit. It took me near an hour to get across the floor and all dressed up, but then I had a little dilemma. I didn't want to drag her across the yard and get her pretty white outfit all dirty. There was nothing around me in the workshop to help out. I went into the house and looked around. The towels were too threadbare, and we only took baths, so no shower curtain. My sheets were too thin to be reliable. I walked to their room and stopped outside the door with my hand raised to knock, out of habit. Then I shook my head at my silly self and turned the knob to go inside. I could probably count on one hand the number of times I'd stepped foot inside that room. It was a close space with the hand-me-down furniture that was too large to fit comfortably, and it was dark and still and tidy and eerie. Mama had made the bed up real tight, and it seemed a shame to untuck the coverlet and sheets and lay them out down in the yard, but it had to be done. On the way through the kitchen, I caught a glance back at the clock and was shocked at how late it was getting. I needed to get a move on so I could finish up and come back with a plan for the evening. Couldn't very well have brownies for dinner, could I?